Good evening, everyone. Today's date is August 17th, 2023. The time now is 6:08 p.m. I'm the chair, Jose Fernandez. We're currently in the community conference room at Town Hall, and this is the Sheriff Ordinance Review Ad-Hoc Committee. We're calling this meeting to order at 6:08 p.m. I'm going to conduct roll call. Brandon Diaz.
Here.
Brandon.
Oh, Brandon, I'm sorry.
Change your first name?
Yeah.
Brandon Diaz, Sergio Diaz.
Here.
Jose Fernandez, myself, present. Tarek.
Here.
Alberto Seda.
Here.
And Antonio Sanchez is out. And so we have quorum. The next is the order of business, deferrals, additions, and deletions. Since there's only 4 of us here, thinking of deferring the elections for secretary for next time. However, we need to select one for today at least. Does anyone want to?
I make a motion that Albert be the secretary.
I had started.
He already started. And I had saw you taking notes of this. Yeah, I figured I'd make that happen.
Do I second that motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. So recording secretary for August 17th will be Alberto Seda. Next, let's review the adopted minutes for the last meeting. Let me know if you guys have any issues. What would you see there? Or any questions?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Next order of public comments.
Ed Peterman, the town manager. The only thing I wanted to do is, I don't know if you guys had met our new, I know you hadn't met for the last couple months, but Major now, Jose Gonzalez is our new town commander. Major Luis, who was that you guys met before, he took a lateral assignment to robbery as a career development move for him, which it was a good move for him. And Major Gonzalez was our town lieutenant. And with this move, he gets promoted to major, and now he's the boss. We're gonna have a new lieutenant who's backfilling for his promotion. His name is Eddie Ulloa, who will start before the end of this month. And hopefully at your next meeting, maybe he can stop by and at least introduce himself. So you know who the top levels of our police command staff are.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gonzo's been part of the Miami Lakes district for 5 years, 6 years, so he's well versed. He knows Miami Lakes like the back of his hand. He one of many fortes is he understands the whole traffic flow issues with, I mean, they call him the traffic guru, you know, a lot of our residents. So he's that's one of many. He's got a strong operational background, strong administrative background, so he's well-rounded, and so he's been really good for us, and he will continue to be. So
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. We're very happy to have you.
Thank you, guys.
If I don't remember, you were my grid instructor in 2007, 15 years ago.
Yes, I'm sure you remember.
Yeah.
He's dating.
Manny,
Yes, man.
Yeah.
2007.
Yeah. Good days.
Any other public comments?
I'm just here as an observer, Esther Colin, 30-year Miami Lakes resident. Former administrator of the Broward Sheriff's Office.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
It's a
absolutely.
topic of interest.
I appreciate it for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Next topic will be the review of the town documents. This is pretty much more of the same documents that we reviewed in the past. If anybody has anything to say on that, now we can just skip and go to the next one. No question. Next one is rescheduling of the November meeting dates. There was a conflict with meeting in November.
Yes, so you would be scheduled to meet on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We're not open on Thanksgiving. So we have available. All of these are at from 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday, November 8th, Thursday, November 9th, or Wednesday, November 15th.
Okay, so are we able to permanently change our days? Instead of having like the fourth Thursday of the month, maybe there's other options available, like maybe the fourth Wednesday of the month, is that an option?
That I believe is an option, but I will double check.
Is that something that works better for you guys?
It definitely works for me. The Thursdays, actually,
Derek?
It mine fluctuates, but overall, it's doable.
Instead of Thursdays, Wednesdays?
I keep missing the day chiefs.
The fourth Wednesday,
Yes,
so it would just be the day before. I think that should be possible. There's no other.
Conflicts with other committees or nothing?
Are we talking about the 22nd or the 29th? Then November, right?
I did say November.
yeah, but
No,
would it be for November? So November, we're only changing it now
Okay.
because that week is Thanksgiving. However, yeah, the fourth Wednesday would fall on the day before Thanksgiving.
Yes. And you also might want to change the one for December, since I know a lot of people are on holiday, it's December 28th.
Okay,
I have other days available. I don't know, maybe you might prefer the earliest one, which is the 13th Wednesday, or the 14th, also at 6 p.m., 6 to 7.
December?
Yes.
Okay. For November.
The 13th of December, I won't be here. I'm actually assessor. In Collier County, so. Doesn't mean that you can't have it.
So for September and October, we can do the fourth Wednesday of the month. And then November, December, we can do November 9th or November 8th, right? November 8th is a Wednesday. So we'll keep it on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
We'll do November 8th, and then for December, we can do. So the 13th doesn't work for you.
I'll be somewhere.
We have any other dates available for December?
December, I will double check.
But no. Maybe you can have a quorum, I don't know.
Well, let's just start to see if we can make it work. If not, then
I have to. Listen.
you're a very important person to.
No, I just I'm trying to become an assessor. So
Okay,
I think.
Sometimes when you get in that holiday season, some committees even just
cancel it.
skip a month just because it gets complicated, you know, so, but that's 100% up to you guys. If you guys have enough players available, then you do
Yeah.
it.
Maybe we're done. Maybe we can be done with this portion by December. That's, 4 months. 4 months from now.
I think, yeah,
And that's also another possibility.
Yeah, when you guys were created and started, and you guys started your deliberations and meeting with everybody, there were many more question marks than exist today. I don't know if I've spoken to you guys since the last time you met. Because now the state legislature has come to a conclusion on what the county as a standalone entity can or cannot do. So that part of the picture became much more clear.
Right.
So, your recommendations, there's some things that are now off the table just because the state legislature preempted us
Sure.
and preempted the county. So you may be closer to the end than you guys realize as far as being able to put together some kind of a final report for the council.
Okay.
So, but that's 100% up to you guys.
So December, the first Wednesday is the 6th. I don't know if you would all be okay with meeting from 7 to 8.
December 6th, I will be, I'm on the board of directors of the PBA. That's a Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's the first Wednesday of the month, Monday.
The other one would be the 20th, But then it's also close to Christmas, I don't know.
Okay, I mean,
I'm clear on the 20th.
the other thing we could do is just, we'll plan now for the next 3 months, which is
Okay.
September, October, November,
Okay.
and as we get closer to December. So what we'll do is, September meeting, October meeting will be the fourth Wednesday,
Sounds good.
and then, November would be, November 8th.
Yeah.
Need a motion for that?
And that motion for the November eighth and for the
Separately?
date change.
Two separate motions?
You can just say it all together.
I'll make a motion to
Okay.
have, both of the meetings, what are the dates again?
The fourth Wednesday.
The
of the
fourth
month.
Wednesdays of the month. I'll make that motion
And then the November 8th for
for
November.
November also.
November eighth.
Second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Passes. Okay, the next thing on the agenda would be the report to the council. So one of the last meetings that we were in, I guess we discussed, we made a motion, basically to conduct an analysis.
Yes, we recommend recommend to the commission, to the council. If they can do a analysis, a study, which would be like this. And honestly, I think we can't even go forward without doing something like this. I don't think we'll have the answers to some of the questions. That it's on our minds.
Mhm.
I remember doing this many years ago. And it turned out to be, it was cheaper, to go with the county, but I don't know that today. So my recommendation would be. Like the last time, if we can recommend the council to do. Some type of analysis, maybe like this. To see if, what it costs if we had our own police department.
Right.
Or not.
Yeah, and I think that. I mean, you guys are the committee, I'm just here as an observer, right? As a town manager, but also town resident. I think you have to consider also. More than just dollars and cents, right? Is. The benefits of having because essentially we would have a really small department. We would end up being like a 49 or 50 member department. It would be small. So is there the pros and cons of having that versus the pros and cons of our current arrangement with the county? Because I think it'll be seamless once the sheriff takes over. It'll just, their patch may be a little different. They claim they're not even gonna change their uniforms to green. They would stay the same. So it'd be just somebody else at the head of it.
I think the little experience I have with budgets and police departments is I don't think we can answer those questions.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if you give me a number, then I can tell you how many police officers I can have.
Right.
So I think that an analysis of what the numbers are would probably give us a lot of those answers. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm still very nervous with the sheriff's thing completely. And I'm even more nervous today than I was a month ago.
Yes.
For a whole nother reason. So still a lot of ifs, and I think as a committee, we need to go forward and at least have the answers, and I think also the citizens want to know. What would it cost for both? The services the county gives us are great. I have never had a problem. My hat's off to you guys, but I think we still need to know. For the amount of taxes that we pay. What can we have? And I don't think anybody here can sit and tell us it's 49 officers, 50 officers. I think that because things change, union contracts, workman's comp, insurance, gas prices, car. I'm learning that cars alone are becoming a big problem. And I know there's even police departments across the US that are looking into electricity. Electric cars.
Electric cars.
Right.
Electric vehicles.
So there is a slew of things, and I do think that a budget does matter. And I think the citizens probably want to know, because I get asked a lot from citizens inside of Miami Lakes and citizens outside, hey, you guys gonna look at lease to see if it's worth, might not be.
Mhm.
But I think we need, in my opinion, we need to at least look into it like we did. And I was on this 2004, and it turned out to be the services that we were getting for our money was I mean, the best.
Right.
So, but I think we still need to know that today.
Right.
So definitely the missing piece to this.
And you know, we keep coming back to these meetings, but without this, I don't think we can go any further.
As a committee, I think it's incumbent on us,
Yeah,
even if there are no changes,
correct.
to have the data, so if this question even 2 years from now comes up. And they look back on this committee and we try to see it and say, this is the data that we had. And it's updated for that time. And it was either feasible, not feasible, or, you know, we need to make a decision.
No argument. The only thing is that we kind of know because the county is the county and, you know, it's an aircraft carrier. It's not going to really change a lot regardless of who's the mayor or who's not the mayor. You know, the fact that there's a sheriff, right? We don't know what that dynamic is going to be, right? And whatever dynamic you assess in a study now, or whether they assign that to you guys to conduct that study, or they look to do it some other way with a consultant or with a different group of people, whatever the council, if they decide to do it, right? They may say, well, it's not working, we have no interest, we're happy with that. Who knows what's going to come of it, right? There's going to be upfront cost, no matter how you slice it or dice it, right? So they have to say, we're going to get so much more bang for our buck that it's going to offset this upfront capital cost to get a new department, you know, up off the ground, right? So there's a lot of factors that have to be weighed, and I don't think that we can do it based on who is going to be the sheriff, right? Because we're also, you guys are going to make a recommendation not only for 2024, but you're making a recommendation for 2020, 30, 2050, 20, you know, because there's going to be a perpetual recommendation unless there's major changes down the road, right? You're going to make these recommendations based on the structure. You know, the department becoming a sheriff's office instead of a police department, you know, that structure, regardless of who's at the helm, you know, what are the pros and cons of that type of a structure versus a hometown, small mom, you know, small police department, you know, what are the pros and cons of those types of things? And if the pros of a small hometown police department are so great, they still have to outweigh the upfront cost of getting the foot in the door. So those are, yeah,
Many questions.
100%.
But the sheriff thing,
Yeah.
it's still the unknown. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Yeah.
It's very much the unknown.
Yeah.
The unknown.
Yeah.
So I just, my recommendation, I don't know if by motion or.
Well, we have it here.
Well, you guys
We made the
already made a
motion, we made the motion.
Yeah,
already,
right.
So,
So, I mean, it's up to the council, correct?
Right.
well,
Either way.
the report to council is here.
Right.
We just got to review it, make sure it's okay. Any changes we can, I guess we can go ahead and make. But this is the report to council that if we pass it today, well, then I'll communicate it to the council then during the next meeting.
Yeah, at this September meeting, we'll put the committee, you know, with you as the spokesperson, as the chairperson on the committee, on the agenda. And then you guys can present your report and whatever recommendations you have. And then we can go from there and see what the reaction, you know, what the council's opinion is, whether to move forward with that study.
Right.
You know, put it off or do it right away or whatever they decide, you know, and or how to conduct it, whether they're gonna maybe ask this committee to be that residents committee to do it. We can also do it with you know, there's a residents committee together with a consulting firm that can help kind of guide the process to because I'm sure this analysis is something that's done all the time across the country, right? Different departments are looking at whether it's going the other way, merging into a larger department or, you know, those kinds of analysis are probably done all the time.
Sure.
So I'm sure that there are consultants out there that specialize in this type of analysis that can help us get to the point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe think of things because they've crossed it with other mergers or other separations. You know, maybe they've done it in the past, so they can come across, you know, points for the committee to consider or whatever. So I think that'll be functionally, I think it'll be the best way to go about it.
Yeah, and then that's one of the motions that we passed on one of the last meetings.
Right.
Is to recommend to the council to hire an external consultant.
Good.
To come in and run all the numbers and conduct the analysis to tell us more exactly how much it'll cost us.
Perfect.
To start up a police department.
Yeah.
So the report to council is on page 8 and the 9 as well, just page 8.
I believe there were two pages.
Yeah, page 8 and 9.
The council meeting in September is September the 12th. So the spot on the agenda for committees is fairly early in the committee, so early in the agenda, so it's not something you're not gonna have to be here till, you know, midnight or whatever, waiting for your slot on the agenda. So we can put you on the agenda and then you guys can report and then we go from there.
Okay.
Okay?
You said September 12th?
September 12th. Yeah, the actual meeting starts at 6 o'clock, no, 6:30. They usually have some ceremonial stuff from 6 to 6:30, whether it's a proclamation or what have you. So 6:30 is the official start. If they finish with the ceremonial stuff early, by law, we have to wait till 6:30 because that's the advertised time. So 6:30 is the start of the real council meeting. Sometimes if there's a lot of ceremonial stuff, it drags on and then the actual official meeting doesn't start until a few minutes later, but the official start time is 6:30.
Okay.
So I would say probably committees probably come up within the first hour. So maybe by 7:30 is when the would be the time slot for the committee to report.
Okay.
So Gabby, just send an email to Gina and Victoria, just say that the sheriff's committee is ready to report. And I would call it, because I'm not sure, obviously it may, interim report to the council. Use that words to make sure that they realize that they may still have more work to do later. But it's not their final report yet.
Yeah, but so the purpose of us meeting during that meeting is to make a recommendation.
Yeah, you give whatever recommendation you want to make to the council, and then the council can make a decision on, you know, what to do. And since you're recommending a consultant, the council may give us direction, us staff, is to go out and see because what are we talking about? 5,000, 10,000, 100,000,
Yeah.
you know, who knows what this would be, right? So
Or varies.
before, right. So they may not make a final decision on that night, but they may give us direction to go out and do the due diligence to come back with some proposals of different, you know, go out to the market and see what the industry has to offer as far as consultants and prices and who can do what and what are the background. And we would then do that and come back with maybe 2 or 3 recommendations for them to pick from.
I did a little bit of homework on this a couple of months back,
Uh-huh.
and the prices range from between 20,000 all the way to $60,000 to $80,000, depending on the consultant.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a wide margin, but you know, some are better than others, right? So all you have to do is call yourself a consultant to be one, right? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good one.
Yeah.
So we'll do the background, right? And then check references, check with other departments that have used them or not used them, and you know, come up with a recommendation for the council.
Okay.
But that may be the outcome of your report, is them giving us direction to go do homework on consultants.
Okay. Let's take a little bit of time to review page 8 and 9 and see if there's any changes or any additions that anybody wants to make. If not, this will be the if we're gonna call it interim report.
Yeah, I would call it because, you know, you're not sure if this is your final report, unless you guys feel that this is it, this is your recommendation, then you guys are you guys wanted sunshine and sunset the committee.
Yeah.
I think that you may have more work to do later.
Yeah.
Once this consultant, but you may elect to, unless you have other work to do, if the council says yes, you may want to kind of temporarily sunset your committee until the outcome of this report.
Sure.
And then you can maybe pick back up, you know, because I don't think you guys want to, if you had nothing else to beat up until this report comes back, you may not want to just meet here, you know, unless you guys want to meet at the ale house for a couple of beers, you know,
I
you
have a
may
question.
not have more work to do until then.
Do we know if Culver Bay and Palmetto Bay did any type of work?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that they feel, at least under the current setup, right, with the county police department, they feel the same way that we do, that we have, you know, we have a good thing going, we have a great department, we're
You
provided.
can make the request if
Right.
you have any studies, right?
But I don't know if they may have done a study like this, you know,
You
prior
can make the
to,
request.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
yeah, they may have,
Okay.
but we'll find out.
Did you want to talk about this?
So Brandon actually wrote this since, this was for our June meeting, which, Jose was not gonna be here for. So there may be some details missing. I remember, I don't know if it was our town attorney, who mentioned maybe the cost of this study that it was not included here. from what I looked, from what I.
Wasn't included where?
In the interim report. The cost of the actual study is not included.
Right, yes,
Yeah,
we don't know.
we wouldn't know.
Yeah,
We wouldn't know until we go out and explore which consultants are capable of doing it, who's available to do it, what their pricing is. And then, so nobody will know until we do that due diligence and bring it back to the council.
On page 8 looks fine to me.
okay.
I already read that. Really no. Simple, it's not that difficult,
Doesn't cover the mix.
Right, I mean, it's specific in where it says engage a reputable consultant. So it's not something that'll come back for us to conduct the analysis. It was
Is
just
this enough information that the council can make a decision? on?
Right.
To move
Well,
forward?
you're gonna do, yeah, you're gonna present it anyway.
Yes.
I think it should be something like this one. I gotta tell you, this was very detailed.
Yeah, the one we received from the consultant.
Yeah,
So, yeah, so how does that work? So once the analysis is done, is that something that we would present to the council or the consultant that we hired present to the council?
I think it'd be a tag team. I
Okay.
think that, yeah, I think that they would come back and report back. And maybe you can make that as part of your recommendation is that the study be done and then the report be brought back to you guys, work in conjunction with you guys. And then the consultant may take a few months. That's why I say you guys may
Yeah.
want to kind of temporarily halt your meetings, wait for the consultant to do their work and then bring it back. The state legislation that passed, you know, regarding the counties being able to not or unable to do their a municipal type police department says that the new sheriff has to continue to provide any contract city for at least 3 years. So the good thing is that there's no rush, right? As long as we get the answer, the objective hopefully should be to let's get to the right place, regardless of what that right place is. And since there is no hurry up, then that way it could be, you know, deliberate and slow and methodical and done the right way.
Okay.
So that's my recommendation.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Very good point.
We presented to the commission in September also, and they go with it, and we won't meet again until the analysis is done, which typically will probably take 60 to 90 days, I guess. Now, if you guys are good with page 8 and 9,
I'm good with it.
we're gonna make a motion for this, right? So I'll make a motion. The motion is to approve this report to council and present it during the September 12th meeting.
I'll make the motion.
You second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. You guys are available September 12th?
Yes.
We can reference this previous study to just give them an idea of, we want something at least comparable, so it's.
Okay. So that could be something we just state, we can, they'll have it, right? I'm not sure about that.
We can provide that to them.
Okay.
Yeah. Because some of them may, none of them were, obviously, they were on the council back then in 2004. Some of them may not have even been out of high school in 2004. But we can provide this to them so they can at least have a snapshot of what you guys envision, you know, the end product being looking like, yeah.
Next, move on to announcements. Any announcements?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's the announcement.
That's a big enough.
We got everything.
And you, and congratulations to you, is that since your last meeting, you've been appointed a police chief in Sweetwater. That's new.
Congratulations.
Kinda change things around, no doubt.
That's where I did my internship at 1977
Wow.
in the city of Sweetwater.
It's-
We had horses and no.
It's a whole different town now.
I know,
And now I got all the west side of the turnpike.
and Jose Diaz was in
Yes.
real estate or insurance.
My mayor.
He was like you say, a baby.
And looking to our next one.
Yeah.
So we've outgrown the police department.
How many people are on the
I'm 80,
total staff? What about
total staff, I probably have 90.
It's triple.
And it's probably, I'm probably about 20 short right now. have my own GIU.
Oh, good
Right.
luck. Congrats.
Never mind me later.
Okay, motion on the floor to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Meeting adjourns at 6:38 PM.
Thank you.